Hello students, welcome to Brilliant Group of Institutions, Qatar. So we're going to continue with the Chapter 2 MCQ discussions for your Grade 12 examination. This again, I'm going to divide this chapter into two videos. You can see the first one right now and then the second one will be followed. Okay, so let's go straight to the questions. I believe everybody knows that in this chapter, the second part of the chapter, that is properties of inverse trigonometric functions, is a deleted topic, but we need very few concepts from that for doing certain questions. So I'll be going through that in between the questions. Okay, so first question here, they're asking you to find the value of tan inverse root 3 plus cos inverse of minus half corresponding to the principal branches. So tan inverse root 3. Tan inverse root 3 plus cos inverse minus half. So keep in mind, you can see that there is a negative value corresponding to the inverse trigonometric function. Whenever you have a question and when there is a negative value inside the inverse trigonometry, you have to first attend to the negative value and that negative number should be cleared first. Okay, the property corresponding to the negative of the inverse trigonometric function is addressed first before going to the other properties. So let's have a very quick understanding on what happens if the cos inverse of a negative value is taken. Cos inverse of a negative value, pi minus cos inverse x. Pi minus cos inverse x. Apply that over here. Your answer is going to become tan inverse of root 3 plus pi minus cos inverse of half. Now, you would have learned to do calculations to find tan inverse of root 3, but in MCQs we cannot wait so long to do the calculations. Let's try to have a very quick understanding how to do the tan inverse of a particular value. They would always ask questions based on the values that you learned in 10th standard and 11th standard, the trigonometric values. The angle corresponding to root 3. Tan of what angle? Okay, for first time, so I'm going to explain that. Tan of what angle is going to be root 3. Tan theta is equal to root 3 implies your theta is going to be pi by 3. Yes, your theta is going to be pi by 3. So try to understand that. So the tan inverse of root 3 is going to be the angle pi by 3 plus pi minus. Similarly, the angle corresponding to cos, which gives me the value 1 by 2. Cos again pi by 3 gives you 1 by 2. So pi by 3. So pi by 3 plus pi minus pi by 3. So pi by 3 and pi by 3 you can cancel off, right? You can take out pi by 3 and pi by 3 and your answer is going to be pi. Yes, look at the options. My answer is option C. My answer is option C. Okay, very easy question. Most of the questions for your inverse trigonometry MCQs would be based on this kind of questions. The principal value branches of the trigonometric expression, the inverse trigonometric expression. Okay, next question now. Next question, all of you. Tan inverse of root 3 minus cot inverse of minus root 3. Okay, so it's cot inverse. So let's try, like I said in the previous question, we should always focus on the negative. What is cot inverse? I'm sorry, it's cot inverse. Cot inverse. Cot inverse of minus x. That is equal to pi minus cot inverse x. Similar to cos inverse minus x, cot inverse of minus x is going to be pi minus cot inverse x. So the angle is going to be tan inverse of root 3 minus pi minus cot inverse of root 3. Okay, so tan inverse root 3, again we remember the angle corresponding to that is pi by 3 minus pi minus cot inverse. So some of you will be very finding it very difficult to remember the angles corresponding to cot. Then in that case, I would suggest one thing to you people. Cot inverse x. Yes, We have a property of inverse trigonometry which helps to convert cot to tan very quickly. That is simply tan inverse 1 by x. We know that tan and cot are reciprocals of each other. But when it comes to inverse trigonometry, the reciprocal happens inside the inverse function. Okay, the x is reciprocated. The value of x is reciprocated. So cot inverse x will become tan inverse 1 by x, and this is going to become tan inverse of 1 by root 3. Tan inverse of 1 by root 3. So the answer is going to be pi by 3 minus pi plus tan inverse 1 by root 3. The angle is pi by 6. Tan 30 or tan pi by 6 is 1 by root 3. Simplify it. Pi by 6 plus pi by 3, it is pi by 2 minus pi. Pi by 2 minus pi is minus pi by 2. Pi by 2 minus pi is minus pi by 2. Your answer is option B. Your answer is option B, minus pi by 2. Easy? Yes? Okay. Next question now. Next question. Sine of pi by 3 minus sine inverse of minus half. Sine of pi by 3 minus sine inverse of minus half. Again, you have a negative value. You can see that you have a negative value inside the inverse function. Yes. So let's try to understand what happens when there is a negative value inside the sine inverse function. It simply says it's minus of sine inverse x. The negative is like coming out of the inverse function. So you saw cos inverse becomes pi minus cos inverse x. For cot inverse of minus x also, it is pi minus cot inverse of minus x. Cot inverse of x. Similarly, for sec inverse of minus x also, it is pi minus sec inverse of x. Okay. But all the other inverse functions, sine inverse, cosec inverse and tan inverse, whenever there is a negative sign, it simply comes out. So sine inverse of minus x is minus sine inverse x. So let's try to simplify. Sine of pi by 3 minus sine inverse of minus half. So just now we saw what happens to the negative sign inside the inverse of sine. Okay, so it comes out. So that is going to be sine of pi by 3 and the negative sign comes out. Yes, the negative sign comes out. It is going to become positive. Positive of sine inverse half. Positive of sine inverse half. That is equal to sine of pi by 3 plus what is the angle corresponding to the sine trigonometric function which gives me the value 1 by 2. Just have a very quick thought. Just go quick recap on whatever trigonometric values you learned in 10th standard and 11th standard. Sine of 30. Sine of 30 is 1 by 2. So it's going to become pi by 6. 30 in radian measure is pi by 6. So pi by 3 plus pi by 6. Pi by 3 plus pi by 6 is pi by 2. And sine pi by 2 is same as sine 90. The answer is 1. So what is the value of this expression? The answer is 1. Is it clear, everybody? Yes, I hope so. Let's go to the next question now. You can see repeatedly I'm doing questions based on the same category. It simply is because this question is very important for your boards. Okay, next one. The value of cot of cos inverse 7 by 25. For the first time you're seeing a question like this, so I want you to mark it, please. It's a little bit important. See this, cot of cos inverse 7 by 25. Cot of cos inverse 7 by 25. You can see that in this question, you have a trigonometric function and an inverse trigonometric function coming close to each other. To simplify such an expression, you have to make both of them of the same category. You have to make both of them same. If this is cot, that also should become cot inverse. If this is cos inverse, you can make this cos. Instead of cot, you can make it as cos of cos inverse or maybe cot of cot inverse. Both are fine. Because according to the property of inverse trigonometric functions, cot of cot inverse x is simply going to be x. It is like both the functions which are inverse of each other eliminates themselves and you get the value x. So that property is very important. So try to make them equal. But how to make it equal? This is where I always suggest the triangle method. I always suggest the triangle method. What is the triangle method? You represent the given values on a triangle. You represent the given values on a triangle. Say, call this angle as theta. Call this angle as theta. And the value that is given to you in the question is cos inverse of 7 by 25. Cos inverse of 7 by 25. A quick recap on the triangles that you learned in 10th standard. There you have learned that in trigonometry, the cos of a theta, cos of theta is adjacent side by hypotenuse. You can understand that this 7 is like your adjacent side and this 25 is your hypotenuse. A very easy method, very easy approach. You can believe that this is going to be 7 and 25. So this is your adjacent side 7 and this is your hypotenuse 25. Okay, so you have to use the Pythagoras theorem to get your answer for the opposite side. So what is going to be the opposite side? It is going to be 25 squared minus 7 squared under the root. 25 squared minus 7 squared under the root. Pythagoras theorem. Yes, this is going to be 625 minus 49. 625 minus 49. What is 625 minus 49? 625 minus 49, 576. Yes, it's the square root of 576, which is equal to 24. So which is your opposite side now? Your opposite side is going to be 24. Your opposite side is going to be 24. So very simple calculation to convert this. Otherwise, you have to learn a lot of properties which slowly, we have no other property which directly converts cot to something like cos. Very difficult approach. Very difficult approach. So it's better you do the triangle method. Okay. Now I will try to make this cos inverse as cot inverse. Now all of you, what is the formula for cot theta? What is the formula for cot theta? Cot theta is like 1 by tan theta. It is adjacent by opposite. What is the formula for cot theta? Adjacent by opposite. Look at the triangle. Which is your adjacent side? Which is your opposite side? So that is equal to 7 is your adjacent side and 24 is your opposite side. 7 is your adjacent side and 24 is your opposite side. So can I say, therefore, cos inverse of 7 by 25 using the triangle method is now converted as cot inverse of 7 by 24. You're converting that cos inverse of 7 by 25 as cot inverse of 7 by 24. So that can be applied here. So it is going to look like cot inverse 7 by 24. I said just now, cot and cot inverse, when they come together, what is the corresponding value? It is going to be x. So same way, it is like, though it is not like cancelling off, it is like they are inverse of each other. They eliminate themselves. So my answer is going to be what? My answer is going to be 7 by 24. So my final answer is 7 by 24, option D. 7 by 24, option D. Everybody clear with this answer? Yes. So let's go to the next question now, all of you. Let's go to the next question. Okay, next question. Sine of tan inverse x. Again, they're asking me to simplify a question where you have sine of tan inverse x. Again, I'm telling you what is the approach. When you're trying to evaluate an expression which has a trigonometric form and an inverse trigonometric form, you have to make them equal. They have to become the same category, so they eliminate themselves. What is the most prominent method I told right now? Because sine and tan, very difficult to make them equal. You cannot find an easy approach to convert sine to tan inverse very directly. So what we do is we use the triangle method. We use the triangle method. Again, the triangle method, we will draw the triangle, right? We will draw the triangle and then we will mark this as theta. Mark this as theta. And this is given as tan inverse x. All of you, the question says tan inverse of x, and tan inverse of x, I understand that tan inverse of x is tan inverse of x by 1. 10 standard concept. Tan theta is opposite by adjacent, right? Tan theta is opposite by adjacent. So opposite is x. Opposite is x. Adjacent is 1. Opposite is x. Adjacent is 1. What is going to be the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is going to be the square root of x squared plus 1 squared. The square root of x squared plus 1 squared. Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem just have two sides. One is the altitude, one is the base. So the hypotenuse is going to be the square root of x squared plus 1 squared. Apply that here. So I have to make this tan inverse as sine inverse. So sine inverse is going to be opposite divided by hypotenuse. Sine inverse is going to be opposite by hypotenuse. And that is equal to sine inverse of opposite is x. Hypotenuse is square root of x squared plus 1. Hypotenuse is the square root of x squared plus 1. So what is going to be my final answer? That is equal to sine of sine inverse x by square root of x squared plus 1. Now eliminate the two forms, sine and sine inverse. Final answer x by square root of x squared plus 1. X by square root of x squared plus 1. The answer is option D. X by square root of 1 plus x squared plus 1. Both of them are the same. Yes. So triangle method, a very, very powerful tool for converting any inverse function into any other inverse function. You just need to know which method? The 10 standard method of what is sine theta, opposite by hypotenuse. What is cos theta, adjacent by hypotenuse. What is tan theta, opposite by adjacent. What is cosec theta, the reciprocal of sine theta, so hypotenuse by opposite. What is sec theta, the reciprocal of cos theta, so it's adjacent by hypotenuse for cos theta, so sec theta is going to be hypotenuse by adjacent. And what is cot theta? Adjacent by opposite, which is the reciprocal of tan theta. You use that approach, very quickly you can convert any ratio into any other ratio. You can easily eliminate them, right? Yes? Next question, please. Next question. Okay. Sine inverse of sine minus 600 degrees. You can see that the question is in degrees, but the answers are in radians. So my first headache here is converting the degree measure to radian measure. Converting the degree measure. So 600 degrees is equal to 600 into pi by 180. 11th standard concept of trigonometry. How to convert a degree measure to radian measure? Simply multiply pi by 180. Simplify it, all of you. Simplify it. You get this as 6 tens are 60, 6 threes are 18. So your answer is 10 pi by 3. 10 pi by 3. So your 600 degrees is 10 pi by 3. Second thing, you have a negative for sine. So sine of minus x is sine inverse of, sine of, okay. This question is sine of minus x. That is also minus sine x. Sine of minus x. 11th standard property here. Sine of minus x is minus sine x. So apply that here. When you apply that, that is equal to sine inverse of sine of minus 600 degrees. First thing, I will take the negative out. Okay. If I take the negative out, the answer is going to become what? Sine inverse of minus sine 600 degrees. Yes, I'm writing every step. because there are certain students who did not learn these properties. So it will be very useful for them. That's why I'm writing all the steps. So this minus now comes out, and let's learn what is a property for sine inverse of minus x. If it's sine inverse of minus x, that is again minus sine inverse x. Yes, remember, the first property is for trigonometry. Second property is for inverse trigonometry. Sine of minus x is minus sine x. Sine inverse of minus x is minus sine inverse x. So that again, this negative sign will again push out. Negative sign will again push out. It is going to become minus sine inverse of sine of. Now 600 everybody knows. Now we have simplified it, 10 pi by 3. 10 pi by 3. But you can see, if we cancel off sine inverse and sine, the answer will become 10 pi by 3. But that is not in the options. Why, sir? Why cannot I do that? This is where you have to bring into your consideration a very, very important concept. I want everybody to open your Part 1 textbook, page number 40. Domain and range. Domain and principal value branch of all inverse functions. According to that concept, sine inverse function should always have an angle. Sine inverse of x should always have a value between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. The principal value branch of sine inverse x should be an angle between minus 90 and plus 90. This 10 pi by 3 is 10 times, it's 600 degrees. It's not between minus 90 and plus 90. So you have to bring it under your principal value branch. How to do that? How to reduce this into your principal value branch? So this 10 pi by 3, this is also a technique you learned in 11th standard. Reducing technique you already learned in 11th standard. 10 pi by 3 is like 9 pi plus pi by 3. 11th standard technique, 10 pi is 9 pi plus pi. We are trying to find out how many times this quadrant is getting repeated. How many times these quadrants is getting repeated, because every time you rotate the complete 360 degrees, you get a bigger angle, but you're coming back to the same first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. You have learned this in 11th standard. Okay, these angles after every repetition is called the allied angles of every angle that you know from the first quadrant. You learn 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90 from the first quadrant. Every angle that you obtain after the rotation after the first quadrant are called allied angles. So let's reduce it. 9 pi by 3 is 3 pi plus pi by 3. 3 pi plus pi by 3. Okay, let's try to understand what is this. So this is 0, this is pi, this is going to be 2 pi and this is going to be 3 pi. Right? So 3 pi means actually it is pi, and 3 pi plus pi by 3 is an angle over here. This is where you are going to get 3 pi plus pi by 3. 3 pi plus pi by 3 is going to be in the third quadrant. This is an angle in the third quadrant, and you know from 11th standard, third quadrant, the value of sine is negative. Third quadrant, sine is negative. Sine is negative. So if sine is negative in the third quadrant, what is my answer going to be? What is my answer going to be? So my final answer, all of you very quickly understand. Therefore, sine of 10 pi by 3, sine of 10 pi by 3 is going to be minus sine pi by 3. Why? Because sine is negative. So minus will come out and the corresponding angle is pi by 3. Corresponding angle is pi by 3. So sine of 10 pi by 3 is minus sine pi by 3. I wouldn't want to explain this too much because this is 11th standard concept. Sine of 10 pi by 3 is minus sine pi by 3. So this answer over here is going to change now. This answer is going to change. There is going to be this as minus sine inverse of minus sine pi by 3. Yes, minus sine inverse of minus sine pi by 3. And this minus will come out again, right? This minus will come out again, is going to become plus. And then I can confidently take out the sine inverse and sine. I can confidently take out the sine inverse and sine. So my final answer is going to be pi by 3. What is my final answer? Pi by 3. So where is that pi by 3, all of you in the options? Option A. Lot of properties came in this question. First thing, I had to convert that to radian because my answers are in radian. Second thing, I had to use the property of sine of minus x and sine inverse of minus x. Third one, I had to understand that my sine inverse x is going to have a principal value branch between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. Yes. Fourth one, I had to convert my 10 pi by 3 into an allied angle 3 pi plus pi by 3, which is in the third quadrant, and in the third quadrant sine is negative. So that brings out again one more sign and you have to make it positive. So many concepts. Learn it. Not that this question is so important, it is involving a lot of concepts that could come in other questions. Okay? Next question. The value of sine of cot inverse. Sine of cot inverse of tan of cos inverse x. You know what happens to this question? You see so many functions, trigonometry and inverse trigonometry alternately coming. Most of the students, because I taught the triangle method, will jump into that. Okay, triangle method. Let me compare this tan and cos inverse, make them same and eliminate, and let's go on. Yes, you are right. You will get it. Maybe after 6 or 7 steps, you will get it. And you have to do the triangle method twice. You have to do the triangle method to make these two same. And then after that, eliminate them. Then you have to do the triangle method to make these two same. But you did not notice something very important happening in this question. Look at the middle part. The middle part is cot inverse and tan. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. They are automatically eliminating themselves. They are inverse of each other. Yes? Tan inverse and tan. Okay, you want to make it. Okay, when you have to eliminate themselves, when you have to eliminate, learn it like this. When they eliminate themselves, it's going to become sine of, I'll write the step here, cot inverse of, cot of, just a minute. Okay, I'll explain that again. I'm going to change this here. That is equal to sine of, don't say cot inverse, say tan inverse of. Tan inverse of. So I want to eliminate. Okay, let's go to the next question, please. Okay, the next question, sine of cot inverse of, sine of cot inverse of tan of cos inverse x. So when most of you see this question, you know what happens? Your head will directly tell you, okay, I have inverse function, trigonometric function. Okay, I have to use a triangle method. Okay, let me try doing it. Now you know what is a triangle method and how to approach it. Now what happens to most of you is you will start doing the triangle method and you have to do triangle method twice. Tan, cos, sine, cot. You have to do the triangle method twice to reduce it. But I have a very, very different approach here. I see that this is cot inverse and tan. And this is something which I already learned, that tan of x is cot of 90 minus x. Tan x is cot 90 minus x. Tan and cot are complementary angles. Tan and cot are complementary to each other. So tan x is cot 90 minus x. If I apply that, I can directly convert this middle part. Directly convert this middle part as cot of 90 minus x. 90 minus x. See, I simply converted this tan x. This is my x, my dear students. This cos inverse is my x. Okay, tan x is cot of 90 minus x, and that will help me to cancel this. Immediately reduce it. Immediately reducing it. Okay, so my answer is going to become sine of pi by 2 minus cos inverse x. Okay, sine of pi by 2 minus cos inverse x. Tan x is cot 90 minus x. Okay, cos x is sine 90 minus x. Cos x is sine 90 minus x. Look at it. Doesn't this look like sine of 90 minus x? Sine of 90 minus x. So can I write this as directly cos x? And here, what is your x, students? This is your x. This is your x. So I can write this as cos of cos inverse x. So I can take out cos and cos inverse, and my final answer is going to become x. My final answer is going to become x. Very simple. Option C. Very simple. Option C. Here I did not use the triangle method because I had to use triangle method twice, and the very crucial point that I noticed is the happening of cot inverse and tan together. If I am somehow able to see, this is what it is said. Triangle method is used to make them equal if it is very difficult to convert. But here it is not difficult to convert tan to cot because I know tan is cot 90 minus x. So I am replacing this tan, replacing this tan over here. Okay, I am replacing this tan over here. Look at this. This tan is what I am replacing. This tan is what I am replacing with cot of 90 minus x. That is what helps me to reduce it. And same thing over here. This is getting replaced. This is getting replaced. This replacing, if you know from 10th standard, you have learned it. Sin theta is cos 90 minus theta. And cot theta is tan 90 minus theta. All this you have learned in 10th standard. Just use it. Nothing else to do. Your answer is x. Okay. Now going to the next question. Next, tan inverse of tan 5 pi by 4 is alpha. Alpha is tan inverse of tan 5 pi by 4. Alpha is tan inverse of tan 5 pi by 4. Simplify it first. I said right away, don't cancel it off. Nobody is going to give a question where you can directly cancel tan inverse and tan and write alpha is equal to 5 pi by 4. No, that is not going to happen. Okay, you have to reduce it. You have to reduce it. The same old technique, 5 pi by 4, the 11th standard technique. Reducing it is going to be 4 pi by 4 plus pi by 4, which is equal to pi plus pi by 4. Yes, pi plus pi by 4 definitely belongs to the third quadrant. Pi plus pi by 4 definitely belongs to the third quadrant. Okay, so third quadrant, yes, third quadrant, tan is positive. Yes, what is the key of remembering it? All silver teacups, all, the first quadrant, all positive. Silver, S, sign positive. T, tan positive. Cups, cos positive. The order in which the four quadrants have the sign, all silver tea cups. So third quadrant tan is positive, sin and cos is negative. So I'm getting answer as positive. So you can cancel these two. You can cancel these two, but your answer for alpha is equal to positive pi by 4. Positive pi by 4. Positive pi by 4. Okay. What about beta? What about beta? Beta is equal to tan inverse of minus tan 2 pi by 3. Tan inverse of minus tan 2 pi by 3. Okay. That implies beta is equal to tan inverse of minus x. tan inverse of minus x. Property, I told you before itself. What happens to negative of tan inverse? The negative comes out, tan inverse of x. Minus tan inverse of x. Apply that here. This is going to become minus tan inverse of tan 2 pi by 3. Tan inverse of minus tan 2 pi by 3. Here again you have to reduce it. Here again you have to reduce it because 2 pi by 3 does not belong to the principal value branch of tan. The principal value branch of tan inverse. All of you quickly recollect the principal value branch of tan inverse x. I told you to refer to page number 40 in your part 1 textbook is between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. Tan inverse is between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. So this minus pi by 2 is minus 90 to 90. 2 pi by 3 is 120. And 5 pi by 4 is in the third quadrant. That is also not in the minus 90 range. Always you have to reduce it. So 2 pi by 3 is getting reduced now. 2 pi by 3. Reduce it. This is going to become 3 pi minus pi by 3. 3 pi by 3 is pi minus pi by 3. Pi minus pi by 3. So pi minus pi by 3, which quadrant? Pi minus pi by 3 belongs to the second quadrant. Refer the 11th standard textbook, all of you. Pi minus alpha, second quadrant, where tan is negative. Tan is negative. Okay, so tan is negative, so I can now cancel these two. Yes, I can now cancel these two, but 2 pi by 3 is going to be written as 2 pi by 3 is going to be written as minus pi by 3 because it is negative. Negative, so minus pi by 3. So beta is equal to pi by 3. So I got alpha is equal to pi by 4, beta is equal to pi by 3. Substitute which of the equations satisfy? Which of the equation? Very clearly the first equation itself satisfies. The first equation says that 4 alpha is equal to 3 beta. Substitute 4 into pi by 4 is equal to 3 into beta pi by 3. That is equal to pi equals pi. Yes, both of them are giving you the answer pi. So pi is equal to pi. The answer is for option A, 4 alpha is equal to 3 beta. Very easy answer. Yes? Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, the value of the expression tan of sine inverse x plus cos inverse x divided by 2. The value of the expression tan of sine inverse x plus cos inverse x divided by 2. And they're telling me that x is root 3 by 2. X is root 3 by 2. Okay, you can directly substitute it. But there is a property in inverse trigonometry which is not taught, but I would like to introduce that topic. So it'll be very easy for you when this question comes. This kind of a question is a common question for your MCQs. Sine inverse x plus cos inverse x is always pi by 2. It is not there for this year, but learn it. Sine inverse x plus cos inverse x. Here, they are not making you to use this property by giving you the value of x as root 3 by 2. So you're supposed substituting it and doing it. But still you get the answer as pi by 2. But why do you need to waste your time? Sine inverse x plus cos inverse x, if these two are equal. If these two are equal, the angle is going to be pi by 2. So I can write this as tan of pi by 2 by 2. Tan of pi by 2 by 2. What is pi by 2 by 2? Tan of pi by 4. And what is tan of pi by 4? 1. Tan of pi by 4, tan 45. Your answer is 1. Option B. Option B is your answer. Okay. Fine. So let's go to the next question. Which of the following is the principal value branch of cos inverse x? I told you to learn page number 40. Which of the following is the principal value branch of cos inverse x? The principal value branch we already discussed is option C, 0 to pi. Option C, 0 to pi. Okay. Next question. Which of the following is the principal value branch of cosec inverse x? They could directly ask this question in the exam. Which of the following is the principal value branch of cosec inverse x? Cosec inverse x is going to become what? Minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 minus 0. Minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 minus 0. This is the principal value branch of cosec inverse x. Got it? Minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 except 0, because cosec inverse of 0 is like 1 by sine of 0, 1 by sine of 0, 0, 1 by 0 is undefined. That is why excluding 0, all the angles from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Okay, got it? Next question. What is the value of sine inverse of cos 33 pi by 5? Sine inverse of cos 33 pi by 5. Sine inverse of cos 33 pi by 5. Sine inverse of cos 33 pi by 5. Again, first thing, reduce this. 33 pi by 5. 33 pi by 5 is equal to 35 pi minus 2 pi by 5. So the answer is going to be 7 pi minus 2 pi by 5. You have to decide this number 35 based on the nearest multiple of 5 to 33. When you look at the multiples of 5, the multiple nearest to 33 is 35. That is how you reduce 33 as 35 pi minus 2 pi. Easy method. Okay, so it's going to be 7 pi minus 2 pi by 5. 7 pi minus 2 pi by 5. Where is 7 pi? 7 pi is over here. So 7 pi minus 2 pi by 5 is over here. Yes, you can see 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, 6 pi, 7 pi. Odd pi's will be on the left side, even pi's will be on the right side. So your third quadrant here. This is in the third quadrant. This is in the third quadrant. So in the third quadrant, what is the sign of the cos function? In the third quadrant, what is the sign of the cos function? It is negative, yes. So the answer is going to be cos theta is negative. Cos theta is negative. So that implies this is going to be like sine inverse of minus cos 2 pi by 5. Minus cos 2 pi by 5. And sine inverse of minus x, all of you? Sine inverse of minus x is minus sine inverse x. Sine inverse of minus x. Sine inverse of minus x is equal to minus sine inverse of x. Right? Apply that. That is going to become minus sine inverse of cos 2 pi by 5. Right? But we still cannot cancel these two. We reduced it, but we cannot still cancel these two because this has to become sine. So what is the property again? This can be written as sine of 90 minus theta. Sine of 90 minus theta, yes. Apply that over here. So that is going to become, that is equal to minus sine inverse of sine of 90 minus theta. Sine inverse of sine of minus 90 minus theta. This minus sine inverse and sine is going to cancel. Okay. Final answer, minus of 90 minus 2 pi by 5. 90 minus 2 pi by 5. Simplified. 90 minus, this is going to become 5 pi minus 4 pi. That is minus pi by 5. Pi by 10. Minus pi by 10. Minus pi by 10. Option D. Minus pi by 10. Option D. Easy answer. Yes. Okay. Next question. Okay. Here, directly we can do it. We can directly do this as a simplification. Tan inverse of root 3 plus cot inverse of minus 1 plus sec inverse of minus 2 by root 3. Tan inverse of root 3 plus cot inverse of minus 1 plus sec inverse of minus 2 by root 3. First thing, we have to get rid of the negatives. Cot inverse of minus 1 is pi minus cot inverse 1. Cot inverse of minus 1 is pi minus cot inverse 1. Sec inverse of minus 2 by root 3 is again pi minus sec inverse of 2 by root 3. Pi minus sec inverse of 2 by root 3. And that again can be made into a reciprocal form because we don't know the values of sec. We'll write it as cos inverse of root 3 by 2. Cos inverse of root 3 by 2. Apply this. Apply this in the expression. This is going to become tan inverse of root 3 plus pi minus cot inverse of 1 plus pi minus cos inverse of root 3 by 2. Students who are very thorough with the properties can directly write it. No waste of time. So what is tan inverse of root 3? The angle is 60 degrees or pi by 3. And cot inverse of 1 or tan inverse of 1, the angle is pi by 4 plus pi minus cos inverse. The angle is going to be again pi by 6. Yes. Cos of pi by 6 is root 3 by 2. Cos of pi by 6 is root 3 by 2. Let's simplify this. This is going to become pi plus pi, which is 2 pi. Pi plus pi is 2 pi. Then pi by 3 minus pi by 6 is pi by 6 minus pi by 4. LCM is 12. So this is going to become 12 pi plus 2 pi minus 3 pi. 12 pi, 14 pi is equal to 11 pi divided by 12. 11 pi divided by 12, option B. Okay. Okay, students. So let's go to the next question. This question is cos inverse of minus 17 by 15 pi. It's a difficult question. So let's go through it very carefully. First of all, I'm going to simplify cos of minus 17 pi by 15. We have learned in 11th standard that cos of minus theta is equal to cos theta. Cos of minus theta is equal to cos theta. So this is going to become cos of 17 pi by 15. I told you we have to reduce it. The angle that is allowed for cos is between 0 to pi. Yes, the principal value branch of cos inverse is 0 to pi. You cannot have an angle which is greater than pi. So we have to reduce it. So when you reduce 17 pi by 15, what do you get? When you reduce 17 pi by 15, you get 15 pi plus 2 pi divided by 15. That is equal to pi plus 2 pi by 15. Pi plus 2 pi by 15, second quadrant or third quadrant? Third quadrant, right? Yes, pi plus theta. Pi plus theta. It's the third quadrant. Third quadrant. And what happens in third quadrant? Cos is negative. Cos is negative in third quadrant. Cos is negative. So this answer is going to become minus of cos. The angle is 2 pi by 15 minus cos 2 pi by 15. Now, this expression is simplified. This expression is simplified. My question has a cos inverse. Apply that cos inverse. Cos inverse of minus 17 pi by 15. Cos of minus 17 pi by 15 is simplified. That is cos inverse of minus cos 2 pi by 15. Yes, cos inverse of minus x. Cos inverse of minus x. What is cos inverse of minus x? That is equal to pi minus cos inverse x. Pi minus cos inverse x. Apply that here. This is going to become pi minus cos inverse of 2 pi by 15. Yes, cos inverse and cos will cancel. You can see that cos inverse and cos will cancel. Your answer is going to become pi minus 2 pi by 15. Pi minus 2 pi by 15. That is equal to 13 pi by 15. 13 pi by 15. My answer is option B. It's little bit difficult compared to other questions. So that is why I took that inside part first. And I simplified this first and then I came to the final answer. I hope everybody is clear with this question. Okay, let us go to the next question. The next question is, if sine of pi cos x is equal to cos of pi sin x, then what is the value of x? So we have sine of pi cos x is equal to cos of pi sin x. You can see the value of x. So x lies inside these two brackets. I have to reduce it first. So how do I reduce it? First thing, I will say this is sine of pi cos x. Okay. And this cos will be written as sine of 90 minus x. Easy understanding. Cos x, cos theta is sine of 90 minus theta. Cos theta is equal to sine of 90 minus theta. So now I have sine on both sides. No problem in taking out. So what is the simplified form now? Pi cos x is equal to pi by 2 minus pi sin x. Pi by 2 minus pi sin x. Can you see that every term has a pi? Every term has a pi. Pi and pi. Yes. So this implies cos x plus sin x is equal to 1 by 2. Cos x plus sin x is equal to 1 by 2. This is where most of you will be stuck. You will come till here, but you will not be able to go further. Whenever you have such an expression of cos x plus sin x or cos x minus sin x is equal to something, 11th standard technique, square both sides. You have done this in 10th standard also. Square both sides. Simply square both sides. When you square both sides, a plus b squared is going to be a squared plus b squared, which is cos squared plus sin squared, which is 1. 10th standard value. Cos squared plus sin squared is 1. 1 plus 2 cos x sin x is equal to 1 by 4. Yes. What is 2 sin x cos x? Again 11th standard formula. 2 sin x cos x is equal to sin 2x. Sin 2x. So this can be written as 1 plus sin 2x is equal to 1 by 4. That implies sin 2x is equal to 1 by 4 minus 1. 1 by 4 minus 1. And what is 1 by 4 minus 1? Minus 3 by 4. 1 by 4 minus 1 is minus 3 by 4. Okay. So that implies sin 2x is equal to minus 3 by 4. Sin 2x is equal to minus 3 by 4. Implies 2x is equal to sine inverse of minus 3 by 4, which is minus sine inverse 3 by 4. It's a property of inverse function, right? Sine inverse of minus theta is minus sine inverse theta. So that implies x is equal to minus 1 by 2 sine inverse of 3 by 4. Minus 1 by 2 sine inverse of 3 by 4. Okay. So that is going to be answer option A. Minus 1 by 2 sine inverse of 3 by 4. Yes. Again, look at it. The most important technique over here is squaring both sides. If you don't square it, you won't get the answer. Okay. Let's go to the next question. Okay. Now the next question is f of x is equal to e raised to cos inverse of sine of x plus pi by 3. Note it down, all of you. F of x is equal to e raised to cos inverse of sine of x plus pi by 3. And in the question, it is clearly mentioned to find 8 pi by 9. So I can call that as x. F of 8 pi by 9, my x is there. So let's consider what is x plus pi by 3. X plus or sine of x plus pi by 3. That is equal to sine of 8 pi by 9 plus pi by 3. Sine of x plus pi by 3, sine of 8 pi by 9 plus pi by 3. Simplify this. sine of 8 pi by 9 plus pi by 3. LCM is 9, yes. So it's going to become 8 pi plus 3 pi, 11 pi by 9. 11 pi by 9. I have again taught you, reduce it. Reduce it. So 11 pi by 9 is going to be reduced now. 11 pi by 9 is going to be reduced as sine of 9 pi plus 2 pi, which is pi plus 2 pi by 9. Pi plus 2 pi by 9. Pi plus 2 pi by 9, which is in the second quadrant. Yes. This is in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, what is the sign of the sine function? Negative. So this can be written as minus sine 2 pi by 9. What is the answer? Minus sine 2 pi by 9. Apply that in cos inverse. So cos inverse of sine of x plus pi by 3. Cos inverse of sine of x plus pi by 3. Sine of x plus pi by 3 is simplified. You can write this as cos inverse of minus sine 2 pi by 9. Cos inverse of minus sine 2 pi by 9. Again, a quick recap on what is the property for cos inverse of minus x. Cos inverse of minus x, pi minus cos inverse x. What is cos inverse of minus x? Pi minus cos inverse of x. This is going to become pi minus cos inverse of sine 2 pi by 9. Pi minus cos inverse of sine 2 pi by 9. But we cannot cancel these two. Yes. We cannot cancel cos inverse and sine. What did I teach you about that? I told you to make it similar, right? How to make it same? How to make it same? We have to convert the sine function. So it's going to become pi minus cos inverse of cos of 90 minus theta. Yes, cos inverse of cos of 90 minus sine theta is cos 90 minus theta. Sine theta is cos 90 minus theta. You can cancel cos inverse and cos. Yes, so my answer is going to become pi minus pi by 2 minus plus 2 pi by 9. Because there is a minus outside, it's going to become plus 2 pi by 9. That is equal to pi by 2 plus 2 pi by 9. LCM is 18. LCM is 18 and the numerator is 9 pi plus 4 pi. 9 pi plus 4 pi, which is 13 pi by 18. 13 pi by 18. So this is 13 pi by 18. The answer over here is going to become, all of you, this part over here is 13 pi by 18. 13 pi by 18. So my answer is going to become e raised to 13 pi by 18. E raised to 13 pi by 18. So that is my final answer. And this is the last question in this part. So we will be continuing with the second part. You can wait for the video for the second part. It is going to come very soon. Okay. That's enough from this video. So see you again in part 2 of inverse trigonometric functions. Thank you.